Hi everyone, welcome back to another Code Club. This time, and to reflect the work I'm going to be doing with my Year Sixes over the next week or so, we're going to take a look at cybersecurity, and we're going to combine that with some programming using Scratch. So one thing we can do is to help young people understand what makes a good password. We can agree as a class in the lesson as to what will make a good password. So typically that means it's longer, so at least 7 characters. The longer the better, whilst also being memorable too. The password should not include the word password in it, or your name, or numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we can do is very easily in Scratch, we can create a simple password checker. Now these things are available on the web. If you go to how secure is my password, so Google how secure is my password, type in your password, it will tell you how secure it is. So really what we're doing is creating a very simple version of that. Those online tools as well will help to see whether your password and email address has been hacked in a or published by hackers as being vulnerable. Now, we're not going to be able to do that in Scratch. Would be great if we could, wouldn't it? But what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple password checker. So in Scratch, what we're going to do first of all is use the events and the green flag. And because we're going to check on name, we're going to have to ask for name. So with Scratch under sensing, we have ask, what is your name? And we're going to create a couple of variables. So a variable called, make a variable. So a variable called name. And a variable called password. Both of these will be stored from questions that are asked by the program. So question one will be, what is your name? The answer will be stored in the name variable. And the second question will be, what is your password? And the password will be stored in the password variable. And what is your name? And we're going to change that to name. And again, under sensing, we have the answer, set name to answer. I'm going to duplicate these. So ask, what is your name? Now we're going to ask, what is your password? And set password to answer. And then we can very quickly and easily build up a set of if statements. So selection, where the code within these selection blocks will be run when the condition is met. So the first condition we're going to have is password. So within operators, if password contains password, so the password variable, so if the password, so the contents of the variable password contains the word or the characters password, we're going to say Your password is not secure. Don't use the word password in your password. Now, if I run this, I will leave the variables showing, and we can do that by going to the variables button and we leave them both ticked. You can see if I untick them, they disappear. But just to help us with some debugging, if there's any problems with this code, we're going to leave the contents there. So, hey, what's your name? Bob. What's your password? My password is password. Your password is not secure. Okay, that only flashed up for 2 seconds. So it's a great idea to debug your code and test. 2 seconds wasn't long enough for me to read it, so I've changed that to 10 seconds. Now the next test we're going to do is go to events, go to control, and if password contains, so again, operator, if password contains, now this has to be the variable. Replace the word apple there with variable. So go back into variables, drag password over apple, and this time we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. And this time we're going to say, snap these back. Scratch is great in this respect, you can move these around really easily. So we're going to say your password is not secure, and instead of saying do not use the word password, we're going to say don't use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in your password. And then we can just test it. Here we go. Let's run it again. Green flag. What's your name? Bob. What's your password? 1, 2, 3, 4. Your password is not secure. Don't use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in your password. So that's great. The Scratch Cat is telling us that our passwords are not secure, which is the learning for cybersecurity. We're learning how to build and create secure passwords. So this program is teaching us, and we're creating the program. And now I can go back to control again. This time I do not want to include my name. So again, I don't want to include a name. So we're going to say if password. So this time it's going to be password contains name. I'll go back to variables and I type in, or drag across, if password contains name, then this time we're going to say your password is not secure. Don't use your name in your password. Don't use your name in your password. You could ask other questions. Name of your cat, mother's maiden name, favourite football team. But the point is we're checking that the password contains name. So here we go. Let's run this. Hey, what's your name? Bob. What's your password? Bob is here. Your password is not secure. Don't use your name in your password. Thank you. Scratch. Now, the last one we're going to do is very quickly, we're going to add in another if block. And this will be the length of the password. So if the password is too short, if length of, we're going to use these two green blocks, or not the equals one, it's going to be less than. So less than, there you go. If length of password, remember the contents of the variable password, is less than 8, this means less than 8 characters, then we're going to say, here we go. Oops. Your password is not secure. Oops. Your password is not secure. Ensure your password is at least 8 characters long. Now, when I run this, let's put in a really short password. So name is Bob. No, name is Bob. This is not. That is. Let's do this. Code club. Nope, that's 8. Let's do C club. Your password is not secure. Ensure your password is at least 8 characters long. Okay, everyone, you can build a variety of if statements here, but the point is we're learning about what makes a secure password. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye.